Hello, YouTube. This is another update for the Muse S Athena pictured down below. So, you probably hear some background noise. If you do, my window's open. It's very warm in my house on this Friday afternoon, April 4th, 2025. Anyway, since my house is pretty warm, I decided to take a screenshot at recording as I normally do for all my videos, as opposed to a live recording, which my hands aren't very stable and I don't yet have a tripod. So, how am I doing with the Muse S Athena so far? Well, I'm discovering things along the way that's enhancing my experience. However, I'm going to be reiterating some things in this video for those of you who have not had the time to pay attention. Number one, the Muse Athena was supposed to provide some kind of insights that would help me get to sleep. Thus far, that has not been the case for me. Now, there's been nights where I've had horrible sleep. I gave the company some leeway by not blaming them directly. I decided to try to, at least have a intermittent fast, some fasts that go overnight into the next morning. And there's been some help for that. But for the most part, I'm starting to determine that this is a horrible invention when it comes to people getting sleep. That being said, it's not that there's no redeemable qualities. The redeemable quality that I'm finding so far is that it's been a slight help in meditation. It's been helping me kind of to concentrate. However, a lot of the things that's on the Muse app for this headband, you could easily find it for free on YouTube. Something similar. I think that you could gain a far deeper meditation with some freely accessible binaural beats as opposed to anything that the app here was trying to do. So really the music and stuff on the app is really meant for you to gain a deeper sense of relaxation. And your brain would just be recorded and so on and so forth. There's nothing about binaural beats I found so far on the app. I could be missing something, but so far that doesn't seem to be part of, what is part of the selling points for this headband. There's no solfeggio, there's no binaural beats, there's no isochronic tones. Instead, what happens is that your own brain waves are being played back to you through what is sensed on the inner parts of the headband. Now, again, this has not really helped me in terms of gaining relaxation. I do become a bit more entrained to following the consistently inconsistent, the flow of my brain waves. Now, I do think that is fascinating that there's sensors and stuff in here, but it brings me to the crux of what I'm going to say, which is that it's not worth $475. Sorry to tell you, this is gravely, and I would even say to a comical degree, it's criminally overpriced. This thing should be maybe half the price, and that's being extremely generous. If you're trying to gain sleep from anything that is related to braintech, you could probably do a lot better. You could probably spend $400 after taxes instead of spending $475 plus taxes plus the international rate to get this headband. So far, I can't say it's worth darn near $500. Alpha Beats does not work on the Athena, so I'm only talking about the Muse S Athena. It doesn't work. So part of the bundle that I purchased, essentially Muse just got free money out of me. I've been asking for a refund for that, and essentially they've been refusing to give me a refund. So I'm pretty much giving this thing another few days. Today's Friday. I'll probably use it through the weekend. If nothing improves by then, I will be definitely sending this back for a refund. Now, this thing comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. I have not had it even 2 full weeks yet. So I'm trying to give it a fair shot. I'm trying to give it a shot at actually satisfying the needs that I'm setting out. And thus far, it's just not working. So, Now, this does lead me to a free engineering idea that I wish to share with the company. So, Muse or fans of Muse, if you're listening to this video, then here's my idea for you to make this more, let's just say, more appealing from an engineering perspective, without compromising motorcycle driving by, without compromising any of its features. I want to give the company a free idea. Now, I'm not gonna say free because if they do implement it, and I would like to get paid because it is my own intellectual property. So I do want to sell you an idea on how to make this more popular. So here's what I would do if I was in the company's shoes. Number one, remove the Bluetooth. You're like, well, why would we do that? Or engineer it so that when someone is trying to go to sleep, the Bluetooth is not active. Instead, it will probably make you have to make this gray part here in the middle a bit bulkier, but store it on a memory chip, and then only allow for Bluetooth to be on when syncing the data that was gathered overnight. Now, what this will do is it kills all signals that could possibly interfere with circadian rhythm. Now, according to the studying I've been doing in my own research, Bluetooth, as far as I'm concerned, in my own experience, Bluetooth within a couple hours of bed, let alone while I'm supposed to be asleep, has most definitely interfered with my sleep patterns. Even despite dietary changes, things I'm eating and drinking, despite that, I have been waking up, I would say, every 2 to 3 hours. Whether it's because I've noticed, either because my brain noticed that there's no more music playing, or for some other reason I'm not really thinking about right now. The problem is that when someone has a Bluetooth strapped to their head, the signals that is being sent out to the phone, let's just say that the distance that the Bluetooth signals are traveling to the phone is usually greater than the signals of penetrating the skull and getting to the brain. And so far, this has interfered with my sleep. My sleep has only maybe improved, I would say, 10% in terms of the depth of sleep I get, but that's a moot point if I'm waking up every 2 to 3 hours. So what I would say is engage in a way where only the battery is on and data collection is done by recording the going abouts of the sensors overnight. And then when someone wakes up and they want to know how their brain did, they could attach either a USB or a Bluetooth to their device and sync it with the Muse app so they can know how they did overnight. I know. So that's my engineering idea. That's something I came up with. I'm not an engineer by profession. I don't have a degree, but that's just my fresh look with a fresh set of pair of eyes. Because if your goal is to help customers get a deeper sense of meditation and sleep, right now, this strapping this device to someone's head, and I'm talking about the gray part that you're seeing on the front that's magnetically locked. I'm not talking about the headband itself. I will say Muse, if your goal is to help people meditate deeper, then having a live signal to someone's head all night is actually the antithesis of what you're trying to do. So again, I could be wrong. I don't have a college degree. I'm really just testing this stuff out every single day to see what happens. I'm testing it out right now. And I will, again, today's Friday, April 4th. If this does not get better before the end of next week, I'm sending this thing back for my 30-day money-back guarantee. And I'm just moving on to something else. So this was just my idea with the Muse and on how to make it better. I'm still doing research into EMFs, radiation and poisoning, and EMF poisoning. I was going to say poidiation. Like, what the heck is that? EMF radiation poisoning. I'm still doing research with that. But I would try to find a way to either ground this or cancel out the radio frequencies that's going out from this thing at night. People say, well, there's no substantial research that proves that Bluetooth is of any harm to someone. I'm going to say, in my opinion, that's a flat out lie. At least because right now you're listening to someone who's been using the headband, and I will say my sleep has been worse since before I got the headband. So that's all I got to say for today. See ya.